So I jumped in the bourbon and hit the road. No traffic whatsoever. I don't know why I don't do more traveling late at night. Maybe I will. If I'm not in Shawshank, that is. Or New Hampshire State Prison in Concord. But that's kind of up to you. Isn't it? His hand, stroking her face. The feel of it was familiar, even the smell of it was familiar, and she had always loved it. Now she didn't, and it wasn't just the night's wretched discoveries. How could she have never noticed how complacently possessive that stroking touch was? You're an old bitch, but you're my old bitch, that touch now seemed to say. Only this time you piddled on the floor while I was gone, and that's bad. In fact, it's a big bad. She pushed his hand away and sat up. What in God's name are you talking about? You come sneaking in, you wake me up. Yes, you were sleeping with the light on, I saw it as soon as I turned up the driveway. There was no guilt in his smile. Nothing sinister, either. It was the same sweet-natured Bob Anderson smile she loved almost from the first. For a moment her memory flickered over how gentle he'd been on their wedding night, not hurrying her. Giving her time to get used to the new thing. Which he will do now, she thought. You never sleep with the light on, Darce. And although you've got your nightgown on, you're wearing your bra under it, and you never do that, either. You just forgot to take it off, didn't you? Poor darlin'. Poor tired girl. For just a moment he touched her breast, then, thankfully, took his hand away. Also, you turned my clock around so you wouldn't have to look at the time. You've been upset, and I'm the cause. I'm sorry, Darce. From the bottom of my heart. I ate something that disagreed with me. It was all she could think of. He smiled patiently. You found my special hiding place in the garage. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you did a good job of putting things back where you found them, but I'm very careful about such things, and the strip of tape I put on above the pivot in the baseboard was broken. You didn't notice that, did you? Why would you? It's the kind of tape that's almost invisible once it's on. Also, the box inside was an inch or two to the left of where I put it, where I always put it. He reached to stroke her cheek some more, then withdrew his hand, seemingly without rancor, when she turned her face away. Bobby, I can see you've got a bee in your bonnet about something, but I honestly don't know what it is. Maybe you've been working too hard. His mouth turned down in a moue of sadness, and his eyes were moistening with tears. Incredible. She actually had to stop herself from feeling sorry for him. Emotions were only another human habit, it seemed, as conditioned as any other. I guess I always knew this day would come. I haven't got the slightest idea what you're talking about. He sighed. I had a long ride back to think about this, honey. And the longer I thought, the harder I thought, the more it seemed like there was really only one question that needed an answer. WWDD. I don't. Hush, he said, and put a gentle finger on her lips. She could smell soap. He must have showered before he left the motel, a very Bob-like thing to do. I'll tell you everything. I'll make a clean breast. I think that, down deep, I've always wanted you to know. He'd always wanted her to know?